Hello everyone. In this video, I'm going to talk about multithreading in Java. So multithreading is a programming concept which simply executes two or more parts of a program concurrently. In simple terms, we can achieve multitasking with the help of multithreading, which runs the multiple tasks simultaneously. Multithreading is very useful if we are handling operations which takes very much time, like input output operations and many user interface updates. These operations take much more time. In these operations, we can use the concept of multi-threading. So let's see how threads are created. So multi-threading or the threads, uh, whenever we are execute our code, there is one thread which is executed all the time. That is our main thread. From this main thread, the n number of child threads will be created depending upon the program. But this main thread will be executed for the first time, and it is our father of all the threads. And from that, child threads will be executed. And each thread will be independent of each other. Each child thread will be independent of each other, and it will execute the program independently to each other. So to create a thread, there are two ways. We can implement the runnable interface, or we can simply extend our thread class. So if we extend the thread class, then we need to override the run method, and then we need to create an object of that class, and we can then simply call the start method. By calling the start method, we make sure that a new thread is created, and while calling the start method, it internally or in background it calls the run method, which concurrently runs the program along with our main method. In this way, we can create a n number of threads. Now let's see with an example. Suppose there is a web application server in which multiple users or thousands of users are accessing our application. In this program or application, thousands of threads will be generated for each user to execute each and everyone's request. But this is a very old-fashioned way. Many modern web servers use the concept of thread pooling, where it can limit the number of threads which are created. Suppose if a thread is allocated to a particular execution of program, then thread pool will be there, and a pool manager will be there to take control of everything. So if a pool has done its work, then it will come back to the thread pool, and the same thread will be used or available for the next execution of our program. In this way, we can save the number of threads to be created by reasonable number. Now, in Java provides many methods which we can use to operate threads. Like we have join method, we have pause method, we have interrupt method. So, and we have sleep method. So by using sleep method, it ensures that our thread goes into pause for a time being. By using a join method, the thread waits for the another thread to complete its execution, and then after its execution, it starts its execution. So join method waits for another thread to be executed. And then in Java, there are phases of, or we can say there is a life cycle of a thread. So life cycle of a thread starts from when it is created, it is in the new state. When it is ready for execution, it is said that it is in the runnable state, but it is not yet ready for, it is not actually executing. When the thread is actually executing, it is in the running phase. Then there is also a phase where the thread can take a pause. Or this phase is called in its blocking phase, where it takes a pause for a time, and then again, if it gets the order of execution, then it can again start its execution. And after finally completing its execution, we can say a thread is in the state of dead state. When thread has completed its execution, it simply gets destroyed. So at the last, it goes into the dead state. In this way, the complete life cycle of a thread goes in this way. So that was all about my multi-threading in Java. In conclusion, all I wanted to say is multi-threading is a very important concept, and it makes our code or program very efficient. But there is a downside of this also. The biggest downside or biggest risk in multi-threading is the synchronization process. Synchronization process, or we can say that if multiple threads are going to, if there is a shared resource and multiple threads try to execute that particular or try to use that shared resource, then there may be a conflict arise, and it might result in uninterruptible or interrupt our execution, or it might uh, interrupt, or our our result won't be the same as per our expectation. So we can simply synchronize our threading by simply using the keyword synchronized, or we can use the data structures which are already synchronized. In this way, we can be on the safe side by not, if the threads are conflicting with each other. So that was all from my side. I hope you learned something new in this video. My name is Aftab Mandal. I will see you in the next video. Until then, goodbye.